After a season defined by frustration and underperformance, a shift in direction finally seems to be on the table. With the team officially out of playoff contention, the decisions made in the coming weeks could shape not just the remaining games but the future of the franchise. New faces are beginning to emerge, old habits are being questioned, and for the first time in a long time, there's room for bold moves. I'll tell you everything in detail, but first click the like button and tell me, in your opinion, which area needs the most change? Write in the comments. The Atlanta Falcons have officially added wide receiver Malik Heath to the 53-man roster after claiming him off waivers, a move that has sparked conversations about a long-overdue shakeup in the offensive lineup. Heath, an undrafted free agent from Ole Miss who previously suited up for the Green Bay Packers, brings with him 37 games of NFL experience, tallying 36 receptions, 308 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But the timing of this acquisition has raised eyebrows. Why now, when the Falcons are already out of playoff contention? It's a question that fans and analysts alike are asking. Why wait until the season is essentially lost to add receiving help? Especially when the team has struggled all year to generate offense outside of Drake London, who himself is dealing with a knee injury and was recently listed as a non-participant in practice. In a season defined by inconsistency and missed opportunities, the late addition of Heath feels like a band-aid on a wound that's already infected. And it doesn't stop with Heath. Falcons fans have been vocal about the team's refusal to elevate talent from the practice squad, particularly players like Nick Nash, Chris Blair, KJ Osborne, CJ Henderson, and even quarterback Kyle Trask. With only 4 wins to show for their efforts, the current starters haven't exactly earned the right to keep their jobs. So why not give the young, hungry players a shot? One brutal stat highlights just how bad it's gotten. Of the 9 wide receivers currently on the Falcons' active roster, excluding Drake London, only 3 touchdowns have been scored, combined. That's not just inefficient, it's an indictment of both talent development and play calling. Yet, instead of making bold moves when the season still had potential, leadership waited until the playoff door had slammed shut. Raheem Morris made it clear this week that coaching changes aren't coming, calling them irrelevant. But that raises an even bigger concern. If we're not evaluating the coaching staff, then why not at least evaluate the players? Use these final games to assess who deserves a roster spot in 2026. Give fans a reason to keep watching. Let's be honest, how many people are excited to watch the Falcons take on the Buccaneers next week? The buzz is gone, but there's a way to bring some of it back. Start fresh. Start Kyle Trask at quarterback. Move Malik Heath into the starting wide receiver rotation alongside Darnell Mooney and Nick Nash. Keep Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson involved. Give us a reason to believe the franchise is willing to experiment and learn, rather than stick stubbornly to what clearly isn't working. Trask may be buried on the practice squad, but the former Florida Gator was a second-round pick for a reason. He has chemistry with Pitts, and unlike Kirk Cousins, who has gone 1-3 in 4 starts this season with a passer rating of 76.5, Trask still has upside to explore. There's nothing left to lose, and everything to gain. The 2025 season is over in terms of playoff aspirations, so why not use these last 4 games to build toward 2026? See what you have in your depth chart. Find out who's ready to contribute. Heath didn't sign just to warm a bench. He's got a chance now to prove he belongs in Atlanta. And he's not alone. According to some reports floating on social media, tensions are bubbling inside the locker room. Multiple Falcons players allegedly feel let down by the coaching staff, pointing to Raheem Morris's unwavering loyalty to his coordinators as a key reason for back-to-back disappointing seasons. If true, that discontent only strengthens the argument that something needs to change, whether it's the voices in the locker room or the players on the field. So let the players take the reins. Let's find out if Nick Nash really is the hidden gem fans think he is. Let's see if Malik Heath can take advantage of this opportunity. And yes, let's see what Kyle Trask can do with a clean slate and a team that needs a spark. Because if you're not going to change the coaching staff, then at least change the game plan. Give the fans something new to root for. If you're going to ask for patience, at least show that you're actively looking for solutions. What do you think, Falcons fans? Should Kyle Trask start the rest of the season? And are these lineup changes something you're excited to see? Then let's take it a step further, because if we're talking about excitement and real opportunities for growth, then the Falcons coaching staff needs to fully embrace experimentation in these final games. There's absolutely no value in continuing to roll out the same tired combinations that have resulted in one of the least explosive offenses in the league. And if the rumors from the locker room are true, that the players themselves are questioning the leadership, then the most responsible thing the front office can do is shift the focus squarely onto the roster evaluation. Right now, Not after the season ends. Not in training camp. Now, let's start with the offense. Everyone knows Drake London is the WR1 when healthy, but with his knee keeping him on the sidelines, there's a huge opportunity to assess what the rest of this receiver room can actually contribute. Malik Heath, for one, didn't get picked up for no reason. He's a physical receiver, solid hands, capable route runner. At the very least, he can offer more than the zero-impact bodies that have been filling out the depth chart all season. Nick Nash is a must-play at this point. The man's name keeps coming up because fans and analysts alike can't understand why he hasn't been activated. He's reportedly flashed in practice, and you won't know what he can do until he's tested under real pressure. It's baffling that he's still being overlooked. Then there's Darnell Mooney. If he's not going to be a focal point now, what exactly is the plan to start incorporating him? He was a big-name free agent for a reason, and the lack of chemistry with Cousins should no longer be an excuse now that Cousins should be done for the year. And let's be real, Cousins is a veteran. He's not a long-term solution, and after his limited body of work this season, there's nothing left to evaluate. The only thing the team gains by playing him is a higher injury risk and fewer reps for the players who might actually be here in 2026. Kyle Trask, on the other hand, is still a mystery. He's been patient, developing quietly behind the scenes. But he wasn't a throwaway pick. A second-round selection with SEC credentials, Trask deserves a real audition. Let him run with the one. Let's see how he handles real NFL speed, real pressure. If he flops, fine, you learn something. But if he succeeds, or even flashes signs of capability, that's something you can build on. And he already has rapport with Kyle Pitts from their college days. That duo should be on the field now. Not next camp. Not in preseason. Now. And let's not pretend that Trask would be leading a broken team. The Falcons actually have some serious talent on both sides of the ball. Bijan Robinson continues to be a foundational piece. Kyle Pitts is still a top-tier athlete, even if he's been underutilized. And the offensive line, while shaky at times, has shown enough stability to support a quarterback with decent mobility and quick decision-making. Trask might not be the future, but he deserves a fair shot to prove it. Defensively, there's something even more encouraging. Rookie edge rusher James Pierce Jr. is quietly putting together a strong debut season. He's got 6 sacks already, putting him in the same rookie range as guys like T.J. Watt and Max Crosby. That's not just potential, that's production. And if this coaching staff is serious about talent development, then they need to treat Pierce Jr. like the cornerstone he's becoming. He could be a double-digit sack guy next season, and every snap he takes now only accelerates that trajectory. Around him, you've got real pieces. Jalen Walker, Billy Bowman, Xavier Watts, Jesse Bates, Divine Deablo, Caden Ellis. The Falcons' defense isn't just a project, it's a rising unit. With the right leadership and just a little more time together, this group can cause problems for any offense in the league. That's the kind of foundation most rebuilding teams dream of. The issue isn't personnel. It's the refusal to make bold, timely decisions. This all comes back to one thing: Raheem Morris's unwillingness to deviate from a script that's clearly not working. The coaching loyalty, the stale play calling, the hesitancy to rotate in fresh faces, it's costing the Falcons not just games, but seasons. And that's what's reportedly frustrating the players. If they're asking for changes, if they're the ones saying, let us play, let us take over, then why not listen? Why not give the roster the agency to go out and fight for their futures? Imagine how different the mood around this team would be if the final 4 games of the season were used as a real tryout for the 2026 roster. Fans would be tuning in not to suffer through another predictable loss, but to scout the future. Every snap would mean something. Every target, every tackle, every throw from Kyle Trask, it would all matter. Because at the end of the day, what the fans want, more than anything, is a reason to care. A reason to believe. And it's not too late to give them that. The Falcons don't need a playoff push to generate excitement. They just need to show that they're not asleep at the wheel. That they're paying attention. That they're willing to take risks, even if it's just to learn what doesn't work. So start Trask. Elevate Heath. Let Nash loose. Unleash the young guys. Let the players take ownership of this team and show the city what the next chapter might look like. The current chapter is closing, whether the front office wants to admit it or not. But how it ends, whether with frustration or with renewed hope, is entirely up to the decisions they make right now. And if you're still with me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it with another Falcons fan who needs to hear the truth. The road to 2026 starts now, and the only place you're going to get these updates, these breakdowns, and these exclusive takes first is right here. Click the next video on the screen to stay in the loop. Go Falcons!